So Musical Keys as a charity has been going for about 32 years now. It was started by a wonderful lady called Sally Eastlick. She started it as a charity for families with children with special educational needs, and it was to provide music activities. Since then, the charity has broadened its horizons somewhat, and we now work with lots and lots of different groups.
I'm a music therapist. My role was to essentially facilitate the group and provide a space in which people can make music.
I work for Musical Keys and I kind of take part in the Strike a Chord group that happens here at the Mind Rest Hub. The striking a chord sessions, the way the session works is pretty relaxed. So we just set up the instruments in the room and then we kind of see what happens.
The new rest hub that opened at the beginning of the year in Norwich, they were looking to run a group on a Friday afternoon for anybody using the service at rest, so it's a drop-in group.
Musical Keys had been approached a couple of times about using music or music therapy with people who were suffering from either mental ill health or poor well-being. We were convinced that we could make an impact to effect some positive outcomes on that. Initially, we had some contacts with the local authority, and then the idea of the Mind Rest Hub was brought to our attention, and we immediately jumped on it, and we've had the most amazing time with Mind setting up the project.
Musical Keys, from the moment I met with Oliver, it was almost instant that it was going to work. The hub is a commissioned service, and it was put into place to meet a need and to fill a gap in services within Norfolk. So Norfolk has a really high rate of negative or poor mental health.
Out of lockdown came some amazing research that people did specifically around well-being. They found that music was used heavily as a well-being resource, as a way to kind of overcome that kind of social isolation. It was very, very good in three main areas, which was venting negative emotions, self-connection, and enjoyment. And so we thought, well, we need to capitalise on this. We need to find a way in which we can take the research that's being done and put it to practical use.
We wanted to have a regular music group that ran. We wanted it to be for adults. We needed it to be with a focus on mental health and recovery. So we're a recovery-focused organisation, and it needed to be person-centred.
Yeah, I mean, the music is ever evolving. It really depends on what the group wants. So I will work with what the group wants. It can be a case of improvising and jamming, and out of that comes a song. It can be a case of revisiting songs, or it can be a case of singing a familiar song. It really depends on what the people who come to the group want to do in the week. And so, yeah, we're constantly changing, constantly evolving and diversifying.
So to be or not to be, I have to feel free.
Music sessions are brilliant. You go in, you feel relaxed, you're able to express yourself in playing the instruments, or I wrote a lot of poem and rhyme and that.
As always, know the score.
My main role is to support people. We offer a walk-in service, so people can come in and want to talk to anyone. So I'm one of those that you can talk to if you want to talk to someone. but the role is so much wider than that.
Yeah, it's just good to meet people and do something enjoying at the same time, because I ain't had much of that in my life, really.
Certainly in terms of its popularity, this group with Mind have been amazing.
The whole building comes alive when musical keys are in. You know they're in from Oscar arriving to run the group. You know that they're in the building because the whole dynamic and energy within the space completely changes. It's incredible. It is incredible.
We're quite a busy group now. It can range because it's a drop-in, so you know it's whenever people kind of want to, or yeah. But it's busy at the moment. It gets noisy, very noisy.
So we got to perform at the Space, which is a conference hall, and we performed at a mental health conference. It was really interesting to be a part of that and watch people go through that barrier of fear.
Certainly the nerves were apparent, and it was very kind of, the weeks leading up to it, we had to kind of really encourage people and help them through it. But yeah, we got there and did the performance, and yeah, the feeling, everybody afterwards, it was just brilliant. Like everyone's feeling of euphoria afterwards was brilliant, yeah, really good.
To be on stage in front of 150 people or so, and actually produce something really magical. Yeah, it was a very meaningful moment in the group's history.
Thank you. What was great about the BBT Communities Award was that it allowed us to explore the whole mental health and wellbeing aspect of how music can help with that. And the Striking a Chord project had been in the back of our minds for a while, but we hadn't been able to realise it because we hadn't been able to find the funding. When the BBT Communities Award arrived, it immediately allowed us to kind of go off and find the Rest Hub and Kate and actually turn it into a reality, which has been absolutely fantastic.
Like, they are just genuinely passionate about music and about people having access to that.
Mind have set up more hubs. Mm-hmm. So there's one in Aylsham, one in Thetford, and they've asked us to provide the same sessions at the Aylsham hub that we're doing here. So yes, we are very much invested in our mental health wellbeing provision at Musical Keys. It seems to be one of those things that has just been an incredible success story almost right from the start.
I adore them. I am completely in love with Musical Keys, completely in love with them.
Normally we just have a little jam and then introduce ourselves. Everyone introduce themselves, and yeah, everyone play their own little part in making it what it is, and that's brilliant. That is.
We're loud, and the whole building, you can hear it all over the building, and you can hear it in the street, and I love that. It's like us going, you know, we're here, you know, we're expressing ourselves in this way because we want to. It makes us feel good. We're not shy about it, and I like that.